Hello and welcome to Newsbreak Chats. Isang buwan na naman ang nakalipas. Ako po si Chai Hofelenia, ang editor at head ng Newsbreak, at ito ay ang investigative arm or section ng Rappler. Babalikan natin ngayon ang mga malalaking storya at mga issue na pumutok nitong nakaraang buwan ng Agosto. Makakasama natin ang 4 na reporters ng Rappler. Sila yung nag-research, nag-field interviews at nagsulat tungkol sa malalaking storyang inilabas sa ilalim ng Newsbreak. Pagkakataon ninyong makita sila, makilala sila beyond the bylines na nakikita lang ninyo. Pumutok kamakailan ang napakalaking problema tungkol sa bigas at ito naman ay isinulat at patuloy na sinusundan ni Ralph Rivas. Siya yung unang makakasama natin ngayong araw na to. Bukod kay Ralph, kasama rin ang mga issues, mga pumutok na mga changes, pagbabago sa House of Representatives sa ilalim naman ng leadership ni Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, dating Pangulo, ngayon Speaker na. Si Mara Cepeda naman ang sumusunod sa kanya sa Congress or sa House of Representatives. Nandyan din, pumutok recently, in fact, kanina nagkaroon ng hearing lang, yung mga usapin at pagsisiyasat sa 6.8 billion pesos na shabu na supposedly nakalusot sa customs at saka sa PDEA. Iniulat naman ito ni Rambo Talabong. At panghuli, di ko alam kung nasundan ninyo ito kasi 3-part series ito tungkol sa abortion. Siguro alam nyo naman na bawal ang abortion dito sa Pilipinas, so may mga gumagawa nito na pailalim or underground. At na-discover niya ang isang online forum na siguro ito yung bagong aspeto dito sa issue na to. Magkukwento naman tungkol dyan si Natasha Gutierrez. Magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
So we'll be talking about these 4 issues. We'll be switching from one to the other, and it's going to be parang kwentuhan lang to. Simulan natin siguro, Ralph, sa rice. Kasi ang bigas ay isang it's a gut issue for most Filipinos, no? At ito yung kinakain na pang-araw-araw ng karamihan. Paano tayo umabot sa ganitong level ng problema? Bakit biglang, meron ng shortage sa bigas?
Actually, kung titingnan talaga natin, ma'am, medyo nagkapatong-patong yung mga old and new issues. Yung mga issues na ini-ignore lang before, at saka yung mga sistema, parang wake-up call to sa mga iba't ibang agencies. Kasi for instance, parang bumabalik na naman yung issue na masyadong umaasa yung NFA sa imports. Tapos, yung turf war between the NFA Council and NFA. Tapos yung Department of Agriculture gusto pang ibalik gusto ni Agricultural Secretary Emmanuel Piñol na ibalik sa kanya yung NFA. So, parang medyo magulo pa yung picture.
So, nagkaroon ba ng mismanagement?
Well, I would say definitely. May mismanagement talaga. Kasi for instance, yung NFA kinall out ng COA for 5.1 billion pesos na dapat ay para sa programa para sa mga magsasaka. Pero ano ba ginawa nila sa pera? Ginawa nila pambayad utang. Kasi yung gobyerno umutang para makapag-import ng bigas. So, yun yung justification ng NFA na bakit kailangan nila yung pera para ma-replenish yung funds nila. Kasi otherwise, wala tayong pang-imports for this year kapag hindi nila binayaran yon. Which, parang kung iisipin mo, babalik na naman siya dun sa issue na bakit nga ba tayo umaasa sa imports, agricultural country tayo. So, I think yun yung mga dapat tutukan. Bakit nga ba hindi tayo nakapag-produce? At bakit bumibili pa rin yung gobyerno sa ibang bansa?
Naalala mo early on, alala nyo, di ba, parang merong disagreement between Jason Aquino at saka si June Evasco. Doon ba ang simula ng problema? Doon pa lang, kumbaga, parang policy difference?
Parang hindi. Ako sa tingin ko, parang it was one of parang isa yun sa mga na-zoom in ng media at that time, pero hindi talaga doon nagsimula eh. May sistema na even before that. Kasi yung debate ata nila, isa sa mga pinagdebatihan nila is kung saan ba bibili, kung government to government ba or government to private.
Oo, naalala ko
Kasi yung government to government, Philippines bibili sa Thailand, bibili sa Vietnam, pero sinasabi naman nun na parang hindi siya ganun ka-transparent as compared dun sa government to private. Kasi yung mga private, syempre magko-compete yan kung sino yung sino yung makakapagbigay ng klase ng bigas na maganda at the same time pinakamababa sa presyo. So I think yun yung gusto ni Evasco, yung G2P. Tapos yung iba sa council, G2G naman. So parang Evasco is out of the NFA Council
so
na.
obviously, parang natalo siya doon sa...
Well, yung gobyerno naman, parang mix na meron ng kinuha sa gobyerno, may G2G, meron ding G2P kasi nga sobrang kasi last year pa humingi yung NFA eh. Pero kailan lang ba dumating yung bigas? Like, it took them 7 months para dumating yung bigas dito. Na-deplete na yung buffer stock. So, kaya pumasok na rin yung speculation. Kasi syempre kapag depleted na yung murang bigas, syempre magtataas naman yung mga regular and well-milled rice. Ngayon, mga nasa 46 pesos on average. Yun yung national average.
46 pesos.
Let me check ha. Yeah, 46 pesos yung well-milled rice. Regular milled is 42. Pero that's the national average. Kung titingnan mo dun sa ibang regions, halimbawa Basilan, 58 pesos yung average.
Basilan pa. Mas mahal.
Well, ibang issue naman yung sa Basilan kasi sinasabi ni Agricultural Secretary Emmanuel Piñol, umaasa naman yung mga, yung region, yung Zambasulta, Zamboanga, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, dun sa mga smuggled rice. Kasi in essence parang patay din yung farm, yung halos walang rice farmers doon eh. Umaasa lang talaga sila sa ibang region sa bigas nila.
Ano yung impact nito sa meron kang binanggit na presyo ng bigas, no? Ano yung impact nito sa mahihirap? Kasi ano yon, hindi na sila bibili ng bigas, mas mabuti bang bumili na lang sila ng mais or haluan ng mais yung bigas just to be able to get through this?
Marami na, matagal na rin kasi yung mga suggestions na gano'n na mag-shift to corn, pero culturally medyo mahirap yung pag-shift nun eh. I remember meron akong, we had this conversation with a friend na meron siya mga katulong, tapos bumili sila ng corn rice. Tapos sabi ng mga katulong nila parang, ma'am, parang pang mahirap naman to, parang nahihiya, parang nakakahiyang kainin. Tapos iba pa yung lasa niya. Although sinasabi ng mga nutritionist, mas healthy to. Pero again, we gotta take a look into the culture, kung ano yung nakasanayan. So medyo mahirap yung shift na gano'n, proposal.
And si Secretary Piñol, di ba? I'm sure lahat kayo nagkaroon ng reaction doon. When he said,
handa siyang kumain.
Ha?
Handa siyang kumain ng bukbok rice. Di ba? Sabi niya.
Okay lang daw. Willing siyang kumain ng bukbok rice. Seryoso ba siya doon?
Depende siguro
talaga?
Depende siguro kung gaano kadami yung bukbok. Kasi if pakonti lang yan, you can take it out lang naman. Pero kapag maramihan, medyo mahirap. Kasi may nakausap akong entomologist. Yung bukbok, they lay their eggs doon sa loob ng grains. So kaya nasisira yung mga grains. So kakain ka ba nun? Siyempre may mga yung poop nung ano. So kapag sobrang marami, yung medyo mahirap na. Nakakahiya na parang ba't mo pa ibebenta yun? Diba?
Gaano ba karami yung bukbok dun sa bukbok rice na galing Thailand?
Well, yung mga reports sa regions, medyo marami talaga na to the point na kini-question nila na parang dapat ibalik yun. Pero then again, sinasabi ng NFA na wala namang kailangang i-shoulder na cost for the fumigation, yun yung pagpapausok ng mga chemicals doon. Kasi nasa contract naman yun na dapat i-shoulder ng supplier doon.
So, ibig mo sabihin, dumating dito, may bukbok na or nagkaroon ng bukbok kasi poor storage facilities?
Matagal din kasing bago nakababa yung bigas eh. Kasi dumating yung bigas, supposedly ready for distribution na. Pero yun nga, nagkabagyo at hindi na, kasi yung ship kasi, ito yun, tapos magbubukos siya doon sa ibabaw. Ganun yung ano, hindi naman siya doon sa gilid nagbubukas yung barko eh. So di mo talaga pwedeng buksan kapag maulan. So siguro dahil mainit na yung mga dumami yung bukbok doon na supposedly ay konti lang dapat at na-store properly kapag nababa na. So medyo nakakalungkot din kasi parang ginawa na ng paraan para bumaba yung prices ng rice. Pero yun nga, nagkaroon pa ng iba't ibang factors na hindi na na-anticipate.
So, how is government trying to fix this problem?
Paano ba? Well, to begin with, may mga proposals na i-abolish na rin talaga yung NFA. Papasok dyan yung rice tarification ni sinusulong ni Senator Cynthia Villar sa Senate. Tapos, recommendation din ata to ni House Speaker Gloria
Nasa na siya
Arroyo.
on third reading actually.
Kailan to napasa?
Napasa siya.
Recently
Parang last week.
Parang last week pa siya.
Diba?
Nag-priority bill siya ni Arroyo, so mabilis din yung naging movement sa kanya.
So what? Kung magkaroon ng rice tarification din?
Yung pagbabago kasi niyan, right now, NFA lang yung may kakayahan na mag-import. Sila yung may sole monopoly nun. But kapag may rice tarification, in essence, mawawala na ng role yung NFA. So parang sinasabi nga na mabubuwag siya. Kasi mawawala ng quotas ng imports. Tapos papatawan mo na lang ng 35% na tariff. So in a way, parang magkakaroon ng competition. Napapasok, kasi mura kasi yung bigas abroad compared dito. So yun,
parang irony, ano?
So kapag mura yung bigas, syempre kailangan mag-compete ng mga farmers. So that would bring prices down. So, pero another challenge there is yun nga, kung makaka-compete ba yung mga local farmers natin sa mga ini-imports. Kasi halimbawa, Vietnam can produce rice at 6 pesos per kilo. Pero yung mga local farmers dito sa Pilipinas, 12 pesos per kilo yun. So I think yun yung kailangan i-resolve ng Department of Agriculture kung paano pabababain yung production cost para makapag-compete sila kasi otherwise, talong-talo talaga sila ng imports.
Import pa rin. Pero gusto ko tanongin, Rap, anong gagawin dun sa nakatambak ngayon na bigas? I-fumigate na ba? Ibabalik ba? Anong gustong gawin?
Tsaka pag alam mong na-fumigate, kakainin mo ba yun? Okay ba yun?
Sabi ng nakausap ko entomologist, it's safe naman as long as yung mga ginagamit na chemicals ay approved ng Department of Agriculture. May mga chemicals na like carbon dioxide or I forgot the names na, pero it's safe. It's safe naman daw. Pero kapag masyadong marami, I'm not sure lang yet. I have to ask pa the NFA kung pwede bang ibalik yun. Which is, well, I think dapat lang naman talaga ibalik. Kung, kasi...
Kung sobra na.
Okay, sige. Punta naman tayo sa kay Mara, no? Sa House. Nabanggit mo kanina yung priority bills ni GMA. How is she as a leader sa House? Meron bang, kunyari, if you were to compare her to Pantaleon Alvarez, parang mas kontrolado ba? Is she in command, in control of the House?
Napakalaki ng difference ng leadership style ni Arroyo at saka ni Alvarez. Siguro, lagi tayong babalik na naging pangulo siya for 9 years. She survived scandal after scandal. And then she still became congresswoman after that. So nakikita natin how much of a professional she is and how much of a veteran politician she is. Siguro compared to Alvarez, mas involved siya doon sa pagbibigay ng marching orders. Kasi nung time ni Alvarez, dinadaan niya lahat kay dating House Majority Leader Rodolfo Fariñas. Dito, si Arroyo talaga yung nagbibigay ng instructions. Halimbawa, nung nagkaroon ng meeting ang House Constitutional Amendments Panel para i-discuss yung draft federal charter ng Constitutional Commission. Dumaan si Arroyo nung umaga, maaga siya. Tapos doon niya binibigay yung marching orders niya. Na-overhear pa nga ng reporters. And she was aware naman na nandun kami, sinusundan sila, na ang utos niya kay Congressman Vicente Veloso, wag niyo na i-discuss yung draft federal charter. Humingi na lang kayo ng suggestion sa CONCOM how to convince the Senate to vote jointly in a CONAS. And tapos pinipilit pa na, ma'am, kahit mag-suggest lang kami. Tapos makikita naman natin dun sa video, na-upload naman ng rapper na sinasabi ni Roy na, no, you'll just waste time. Ganun siya. Pag may gusto si ma'am, ang sabi din ni current House Majority Leader Rolando Andaya, si former President Arroyo, pag nagbigay siya ng instruction, she only wants to give it once and then you follow it. And it's so obvious. Parang ngayon, madami ngayon mga biglaang press con sa House and usually mag-open yung kung sino man yung congressman na alay ni Arroyo na, oh, we just came from a meeting with the speaker and she wants us to say ganito, ganyan. So, mas involved. May kita din natin yung approach niya pagdating dun sa pagpapasa ng bill. Very economist yung dating. Alvarez was a lawyer. Ngayon, siguro sumakto lang din na meron tayong rice crisis, na mataas yung presyo ng mga bilihin. So, yung nagiging response din ng House, economic side yung dating. So, una, may rice tarification bill tayo na naipasa. May kita din natin mabilis yung movement dun sa mga bills na co-author si Arroyo. Halimbawa, gabi, pinasa yung timbangan ng Bayan Center Bill. Matagal na tong final ni Arroyo. Essentially, ang point dun is gagawa ng mga parang isang center sa bawat public and private market to allow the consumers to weigh the products. Kasi ngayon, di ba, sa palengke, yung tindera lang. So, hindi mo
consumer protection.
Ganun yung, so, may macro tsaka micro and macro approach on economics. Tapos, yung institutionalization of 4Ps, napasa na siya on third reading kahapon. We know that the 4Ps is the flagship anti-poverty program of Benigno Aquino, pero sinimulan actually yon sa panahon ni Arroyo. So, may kita natin yung mga meron siyang, yung mga in-implement niya ng presidency niya, mabilis din yung movement sa House.
Anong take niya on the, kasi like, medyo yung on the economy nga, no? Because she's an economist, parang I guess parang frustrating on her part to see na inflation is on the rise and then baka tumaas pa yung presyo ng gasolina. So parang overall, parang the economy does not seem to be as healthy as it used to be. Do you get that sense from her na parang mali ang moves ng executive and kami na nandito sa legislative branch, we will try to fix things.
She has not said that. She is a close ally of President Duterte. Kasi si Arroyo, na-free siya from hospital arrest during the first few weeks of Duterte presidency. So feeling ko meron din sense ng utang na loob. And pagkalabas niya talaga, ang sinasabi niya ng mga 2016 na strategic for her to support all the policies of Duterte. And we can see that. Has she criticized him for the rising prices? No, pero she did meet with Duterte's economic manager. She requested for the meeting. Tapos kasama siya tapos may kasamang 3 congressman who are into the yung mga congressman who deals with economic policies tsaka budget. Tapos meron silang 5 proposals on how to address inflation. Kasama na dito yung rice tarification bill. Actually, kaya nag-break yung Congress for 12 days, mga last week, 2 weeks na tapos. Kasi they were giving Duterte the chance to sign an executive order para makapag-impose ng tariffs on certain products. Pero hindi natuloy. Yung proposal na yun, isa din yun sa mga dinidiscuss ni Arroyo. Pero never siya nagsabi na, there must be something wrong with what Duterte is doing. Actually, she has been repeatedly saying across different issues that she trusts and she knows that President Rodrigo Duterte knows what he's doing talaga. So, nakita mo, allies talaga.
Natasha, na-cover mo ba si Gloria Arroyo? Nabutan mo ba siya? Ibig sabihin ko, pinamatanda.
I covered the hospital arrest.
Yes.
St. Luke's. That was one of my first coverage. And that was, I used to cover Malacanang under President Aquino. So I remember the commotion and everyone trying to see the actual serving of the warrant of arrest. Quite a funny story. Not that the topic's funny, it's just that my experience with the coverage. Okay? But yes, and so it's really quite amusing to see sort of that fall and the rise and the return of former President and now House Speaker Gloria Arroyo.
She is a political survivor.
She really is. It's
Isn't
like
she?
a TV series but real life, diba? Parang very impressive actually because that takes a lot of political savvy to survive.
Yeah. Okay, sige. Let's shift muna to shabu naman.
Yeah.
Ano na yung latest?
Sa shabu
What
probe.
happened today?
So, ang tanong, bago pumasok ang mga tao kanina sa house tungkol sa shabu probe ay, may laman ba talaga o wala yung magnetic lifters na nakita sa
Yes.
Cavite? Kasi toneladang shabu ang pinag-uusapan dito. Sinasabi ng PDEA, may laman to dati pero wala na. Pero sinasabi ng Bureau of Customs, ini-swab test natin yan. Pero sinasabi ng swab test niya mismo, walang laman ito.
Okay.
So kanina, first time umattend si PDEA Chief Aaron Aquino. Last time wala siya kasi nag-vacation leave siya. Pero kanina, nung dumating siya, talagang panatag siyang nagsabi na may laman talaga to dati. At ang pinagtitiwalaan ni PDEA Chief Aquino ay yung aso ng PDEA.
Yung
Ang aso na canine.
Okay.
Sabi niya, ang pangalan ng aso nilang ginamit ay si Odell. Matagal na daw siyang aso ng PDEA.
Ilang taon na si Odell?
4 na taon.
Okay.
So matanda na yun para sa aso. Pero sabi niya, kung tao daw tong si Odell, itong aso na to, marami siyang medalya. Magaling siyang aso. Kaya pinagkakatiwalaan talaga niya yung aso nila kesa dun sa swab test. At sinabi rin ni Aquino na kahit na mag-negative yung swab test, yung nakita nilang magnetic lifters 3 days before itong sa Cavite, may nakita sila sa Manila Port at may laman, ini-swab test din daw nila, negative rin naman daw. So, ang pinagkakatiwala ng PDEA ngayon ay may laman siya.
Well, siguro kasi yung swab test, may pwedeng human error
Pwedeng may human
or
error
manipulation ng results.
At napakaraming surface naman talaga nung magnetic lifter. Hindi natin alam kung saan siguro tumalab yung shabu, kung magpangit yung pagkakapak. Ang sinasabi rin ng PDEA ngayon at Customs ay may posibilidad din talaga na napakaganda ng pagkakapackage ng shabu. Kaya hindi talaga nakakalabas. May asbestos, may plastic, may ziplock, merong foil. So lahat ng pwede mong gamitin para sa baonan mo nandun na. hindi talaga nakakalabas yung shabu.
Okay.
Isa pa, ang sinasabi ng PDEA, may connection yung nakita nilang shabu sa Cavite. Shabu na hindi nila nakita sa Cavite at saka shabu na nakita nila sa Manila Port. Meron daw links yung brokers, yung shipment, at saka yung origin. Pero hindi pa nila na ilalabas yung mga documents kasi as we speak, patuloy pa lang naman yung operation para i-track yung talagang source ng shabu nitong dalawang ito. At saka hinahanap pa yung saan ba napunta yung shabu na nawawala dito sa Cavite.
Hindi ba to medyo embarrassing for the government, di ba? Parang napaka-aggressive ng campaign against drugs. Tapos, nakalabas itong ganito kadaming shabu. And it's out in the market maybe, di ba?
Kahit PDEA na mismo nagsabi niyan, PDEA nga kasi ang lead agency ng bansa natin para sa anti-drug campaign. Sila na mismo nagsasabi na nakakalungkot na araw-araw meron nakukuhang gramo-gramo ng shabu ang pulis at saka ang PDEA, pero makakalabas ng ganito 1 tonelada ng shabu. At sobrang nalungkot si PDEA Chief Aquino dito. Sabi niya, bakit pa kami tatrabaho kung ganito naman ang nangyayari? So, naglabas siya ng galit at sabi niya, ang problema yung mga corrupt sa customs. So, customs ang kanyang tinitira ngayon. Pero ngayon, okay na naman yung kanilang cooperation. Pero, ginagawa niya mas nuance yung kanyang criticism na merong corrupt. Yung corrupt, hindi lahat, pero yung mga corrupt. Kasi tandaan natin, yung mga tao rin ngayon sa customs, dati rin silang PDEA agents. Yung customs chief natin ngayon, si Isidro La Peña, ay dating PDEA chief, bago si Aquino. So meron ring respect para hindi naman all out na criticism.
May dynamics ba
may
yung
dynamics
dalawa?
din sila. At saka yung, kung meron mang embarrassment, yung customs, sinishield nila yung sarili nila dito sa embarrassment. Sinasabi, kaya ang position ngayon ng customs, walang laman. Yun ngayon yung parang overarching position ng customs, wala namang laman. At dahil walang laman, wala naman nakapuslit. So walang pagkukulang. Ngayon, sinasabi ng PDEA, meron laman. So meron kayong pagkukulang. Pero kahit
So parang finger pointing.
hindi namang finger pointing, pero parang denial sa parehong side. And indirectly, nagtuturoan na rin sila. Ang sinasabi ng customs, kung sinabi niyo sa amin ng mas maaga na may shabu yan, kasi trabaho ng PDEA na meron silang intelligence na may papasok. Kung sinabi niyo sa amin na mas maaga, sabi ng customs, hindi sana napigilan namin yan. Pero days late bago dumating yung intelligence at hindi pa ganun kakompleto yung intelligence para actually mapigilan at mahanap. So nakita na lang yung containers, wala nang laman.
So it was, hindi naman ito case ng may intel na nakuha pero hindi shinare, hindi ibinahagi kasi merong element of distrust.
Yun ang dinideny ngayon ng PDEA na may distrust sila sa customs. Ang sinasabi ng PDEA, ma'am, ay hindi pa kompleto yung information. Kaya ayaw namin i-share kaagad sa kanila. Kasi raw information pa lang, ang natanggap pa lang na impormasyon ng PDEA bago dumating yung shipment ay meron dadating na shipment. Ganun lang ang intelligence talaga, sobrang malabo lang talaga ang intelligence reports. Hindi siya detalyado as compared to like post-operations na ganito nangyari. Kasi intelligence, it deals with something na mangyayari pa lang in the future. So sobrang konti pa lang na information at ayaw nilang i-share. Pero ang question doon, bakit hindi nila shinare para i-verify din ng customs? Yan.
So hindi na alam kung saan na napunta. Where it is.
Nag-comment actually yung isang congressman kanina, si Antipolo Romeo Acop. Sabi niya kanina, wishful thinking na mahahanap natin yung shabu dyan. Kasi malamang sa malamang, nakarating na yan sa ating mga eskinita, sa mga low-level drug pushers, or kahit high-level drug pushers. Ang punto niya, wala na tayong magagawa para mahanap yan. Pero hindi naman daw to dahilan para tumigil, para hanapin itong allegedly nawawala na shabu.
So
Kasi,
patuloy pa rin. Patuloy yung paghahanap sa
nawawalang
shabu.
nawawalang shabu.
Pero hindi ba bumaba yung demand ng shabu sa streets because of the killings and yung crackdown ng Duterte admin? Kasi parang theoretically, 'di ba? Parang kapag bumaba yung supply, edi kung bumaba yung demand, edi dapat wala na rin yung supply.
Yun ang sinasabi ng gobyerno ngayon, na bumababa na yung demand sa shabu kasi nga natatakto yung mga tao, sinasarhan na yung mga supply sources ng shabu. Pero dahil nga, 'di ba, alam kong familiar ka rin sa economics.
Yung tanong ko talaga sa
palaging
Supply and demand.
naghahanap sila ng alternative. So, ang sinasabi ng PDEA, tumataas naman yung market natin para sa heroin, para sa party drugs, recreational drugs. Meron daw mga bagong uri ng mga droga na wala pa sa lista ng ating illegal drugs, kaya nahihirapan silang pigilan. Pero yung epekto ganun din daw, na nakakabaliw, allegedly, at hindi malinaw yung pag-iisip at saka nakaka-addict. So kahit na bumababa man yung market para sa shabu, meron pa rin talagang demand para dito sa fix na sinasabi natin. There's still a demand for escape kasi ang lagi rin sinasabi ng human rights advocates at saka ng mga health experts natin, ang problema, yung demand nga para sa fix. And saan ba nanggagaling itong problema to? Sa kahirapan, sa pagkagutom, sa pagkatuliro ng mga Filipino. At siguro, wala pang clear na sagot ang gobyerno dyan sa ngayon para patuloy na pagpabain, hindi lang shabu, kundi yung mismong demand para sa fix nila sa paghihinay.
Except na ang shabu siguro ang isa sa
shabu yung pinakamura, accessible.
Yes.
Nagmamahal na ngayon pero naghahanap na sila ng iba.
Magkano ng shabu ngayon, Rambo?
Ang latest estimate ng Dangerous Drugs Board, yung policy making arm ng government is 5,000 per gram.
5,000.
Per gram.
So, yung demand,
Yeah.
sinasabi mo nandun pa rin yung demand,
Yeah.
sinasabi mo na may shabu pa rin na nagli-leak at pumapasok. So, in short, doesn't that say na hindi effective ang current drug campaign ng government?
Ang sinasabi ng gobyerno, ano ba ang pagbabatayan kung effective? Yun ang unang itatanong nila sa atin. Ano yung measures natin? At meron silang initiative para malaman kung ano yung accomplishments. Real numbers PH, nilalabas nila yung aresto, nilalabas nila kung gaano karami, na nagbabago-bago, at kine-question na rin mismo yung pagbibilang. So, ang sinasabi ng mga tao, syempre ang tamang pagtingin ng success dito, dapat wala nang gustong magshabu, di ba? Dapat merong
Reform talaga.
Actually, walang real number para sa drug rehab. Isa yun sa mga sinulat natin na wala talaga real number sa drug rehab. Laging naglalabas ang gobyerno para sa arrests, para sa seizures ng drugs, pero yung mismong reform, yung mga success story sa rehab, wala pang gano'n na inilalabas ang gobyerno. Palaging yung marami tayong nakukuha mga tao. At ang nangyayari, siksika na yung ating mga jails. At saka yung mga korte, barado na rin.
Kasi even if you measure it sa seizures, are we measuring the amount that does come in? Kasi let's say ganito yung number ng seizure, relative to what number? Diba? Kung mas marami pa rin ang pumapasok, at mas marami pa rin ang nag-leak, so interesting lang kasi medyo parang selective from the sound of it ang data that's being presented.
And that's the job of the government din for their communications, diba? To show themselves na maganda yung kampanya kasi ito nga yung landmark campaign ng president, diba? Ititigil ang droga at saka related daw sa crime ang drugs. So, ititigil nila. Pero yun nga yung malaking X, kung math equation to, hindi natin alam kung gaano karaming pumapasok sa atin. At isa ito sa pinakmalaking challenge para sa law enforcers natin kasi the Philippines has a very porous border with other countries. So napakadaling pasukin, magtapong ka lang ng shabu na nakarap sa plastic, pupunta yan sa dalampasigan natin. At may kukuha ng mga kasabwatan ng mga drug syndicates or kahit mga small-time drug dealers lang na ibang bansa. Dadaan lang sila, mag-drop lang sila, kukunin na sa beach. At hindi naman lahat ng area sa ating bansa ay merong police. Hindi pwede nakatayo lang lahat sila dyan para pigilan.
Tsaka interesting din balikan yung mga mega drug rehab centers, di ba? Ano na nangyari doon? Ilan yung dumaan doon? Ilan ang na-rehabilitate? Sabi niyo mo nga kanina, important din tingnan yung rehabilitation aspect. Pero wala, di ba? Baka white elephants na lang din sila.
Yung sa mega drug rehab, meron pumapasok. Mga hundreds na sila. As compared to the initial expectation na 10,000 daw. So hundreds pa lang.
Which is what percent, di ba?
0.3%. Pero ang focus ngayon ng Department of Health, nakausap natin yung ilang official sa kanila, ay gusto nila mas localized. Para hindi lang ba itatambak lahat ng mga tao sa Nueva Ecija. At ang hirap i-rehabilitate ng mga tao kung dadalhin mo lang sila sa isang lugar, malayo sa pamilya nila, malayo sa familiar places sa kanila, paano sila makaka-rehab dyan? So ngayon, nagbe-build sila ng regional, provincial, at ini-encourage yung community-based drug rehab. So pagbabalik nung kapangyarihan para makipag-ugnayan sa mga tao sa barangay. Barangay na ulit yung kakausapin. Kasi barangay naman, kakatapos na ng election. So kilala nila itong mga bagong opisyal na to.
Sige,
at
baka yan yung pwede mong tingnan.
Titingnan natin kung paano mangyayari.
Yung local level talaga, no? Sige. Tapos si Natasha naman, speaking of meron ka ring sinulat before on drugs and party drugs and all that. Mahilig kasi rin si Natasha sa mga things underground. So yung latest na discover nga niya is this online forum on abortion. Could you tell us very briefly lang what the main findings were in your story? Kasi baka hindi nasundan ng lahat.
So, yung abortion story, very interesting kasi when we started to pursue it, iba yung mentality namin on what the story would be. It was one of those stories na the deeper you dug, the more you discovered. So, Chai knows this has been a dream story for me. I've been wanting to do a story on abortion and every time tatanong niya sa akin, ano yung bagong angle? Ano yung bagong angulo mo? Nasulat na yan. And sabi ko, I don't know. But I want to look at it and I want to see what it looks like present day. Okay? Kasi parang alam na natin yung nangyayari sa Quiapo, yung mga pills doon, mga backstreet abortionists na manghihilot. All these stories have been overdone in a way. And so this was quite a pleasant surprise, I guess, in the sense na parang may iba pa palang angulo. So yung na-discover namin sa story na to was in the same way that I've written about how HIV has been spread and exacerbated by technology, it's the same with abortion. So with technology comes new services, I guess. So you know the term when they say this is an Uber for housing, Airbnb. This is an Uber for medical services, and there's an app always. Walang app, obviously, because it's illegal here, but this is probably the closest Uber to abortion. It's an online forum where women go and they speak about their experiences. And so it's an all-in-one platform. What I used in the story was an Amazon for abortions. And I used Amazon kasi parang siyang marketplace and may reviews, customer reviews. And there are comments by customers, recommendations kung sino ba ang top abortionist. This was my experience with this product. So it was very interesting kasi, and it makes me think now what else has been digitized? What other illegal things have been digitized? We know for a fact that drugs is, if you go deep enough in the internet, you will
buy drugs there.
Easily get drugs, regardless of where you are, whether you're in China or in Indonesia, where the the laws are even stricter than here. You go online. So it's the same for abortion, and it makes sense because lalo na yung mga very underground services, you find them online, and that's what we found with this series that became so much bigger than what I originally intended for it to be.
Do you get the sense na women are desperate because they don't have control over their bodies, so they resort to mga backstreet abortionists kahit na hindi safe?
Yes. If there's one thing I really learned from this is how desperate women are for this. And there are studies upon studies that show that banning abortion does not actually equal to less people doing it. What happens when you ban abortion is there's more people seeking dangerous abortions. But in actual number, it's the same. Hindi sila discourage just because it's illegal. So then it raises the discussion na women are doing it anyway. They want it. They need it in many ways. So how then does the government respond? Rather than just a blanket no. This is, the thing about abortion is it's not just a religious issue. It's not just a moral issue. It's a human rights issue. And so you have to think of it holistically rather than just no because that's not Catholic or that's not Christian, or no because it amounts to murder. There's just so much more. It's a very nuanced, complex topic. But if there's one thing that I really saw from, regardless of economic class, regardless of your age, it's desperation is the common factor among all these women. For whatever reason, they don't want to keep their babies, whether it's economic, whether they were rape victims, whether they're in the middle of their studies and have dreams for themselves, whether it was an affair, whether it was incest, or whether they have too many children. It's so many reasons, but because it's illegal, they're all desperate.
But there was one case that she came across, yung 7 months na siya, di ba? And then, nagpalaglag pa rin.
Yes.
Is that something that was shocking for you when you
Yes.
when you found out about it?
That's the other thing about the discussion of legalizing abortion. When you legalize abortion, you can at least regulate how it's done and term limits.
Yeah.
So in many countries, they will allow it on demand, which means whatever reason the woman has up to the first trimester. More Western countries will allow it up to the end of the second trimester, but then only for medical reasons. Later than 5 months, so mas nare-regulate. At saka mas safe yung process. And I think what I wanted to raise with this story was at least to start that conversation, to spark that conversation. Are we completely, blanketly saying, no, this is not something we want as a nation? Or do we at least want to consider special cases, right?
Yeah.
Pero meron din sa series mo, 'di ba, na parang legitimate doctors that
Yes.
that do abortion. So paano?
So
Na
this
madaling
is
araw, di ba?
Madaling araw. Very compelling news stories actually in the forum, and what was so hard was picking the best ones that seemed to highlight or represent a lot of the comments. So the good news is, when women are given safe options, they will go for that option. And that in itself is very telling. It actually it agrees with a lot of studies and policies from across the world that show that when safe options are open or available, women will opt for that. And this group of doctors is very interesting because I've had people vilify the doctors, saying you are not fulfilling your medical oath How dare you do this? It's illegal. You guys should be put in jail. And then you have the other side where, wow, you are heroes. And you know, it's almost like a little revolution among doctors, right? They're doing this underground service because they personally believe that it's their duty to make sure that their patients are healthy, not just physically, but also mentally and in their well-being. So it's a very controversial topic with the doctors. I've spoken to some doctors who completely disagree with this. And I've spoken to doctors who are very supportive, but are not brave enough to do it themselves. And yun nga, yung very, I like that small detail that they do it in their off hours. Then you really understand it's a service.
Yeah.
I've read stories of doctors themselves buying diapers for babies because their patients can't afford it. When they're able to convince a patient to keep a 9-month-old, they've had 9-month-old, 9-month pregnant people come to them. And ang interesting pa, a lot of the doctors will take it not with the actual intention of aborting, but of convincing the woman to keep it. Ang galing, ang ganda lang nung story, because I think, I just don't want people to be quick to vilify these doctors, because if you see the reviews, they will ask you repeatedly, are you sure? Try to convince you to keep it. And only when a woman says, I am 100% sure, and if at any point the doctor feels like a woman is not ready, or is in the middle, or is maybe thinking of keeping it, they actually turn them away. So
and that's already an indication na hindi lang siya a commercial enterprise, because why would a doctor have to go to a woman who's asking for abortion late at night?
Correct.
Tapos will try to convince the woman na wag mo na lang ituloy. Are you absolutely sure? Kasi if she changes her mind, then hindi na siya kikita, di ba? For the doctor. So, if only for that, ako rin, when I read your story, I was really convinced na this is really out of yung calling na you want to save lives and be with women rather than allow them to go through unsafe procedures.
Correct,
So,
correct.
well, I hope you continue pursuing that story. Kasi maganda talaga yung story na yon. And what we wanted lang sana was for some of the women to go on the record, pero I guess it's a privacy issue.
I think it's still very difficult because a lot of these women, kaya sobrang active ng forum, a lot of these women don't even tell their families. A lot of these women keep it to themselves as a secret, so they find community and support with each other. It's a very non-judgmental space. Very few lang yung nakita kong mga, makukulong kayo, mga murderers, ganyan, in the forum itself. Because I think even the moderators of the forum, and it's another mystery who they are, but the forum is really advertised as empowering Filipino women. They do a very good job moderating, making sure that the toxicity and the judgment is not part of the forum. So it was very interesting and very empowering, I think, for women. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to write it, was sort of to let women know who are undergoing the same situation that they're not alone.
Yeah.
Pero how good is business ba? Yung underground market? Parang how gaano ka income generating ba to?
What I know about the backstreet abortionists is they work on weekends, which means there's a demand 7 days a week. Meron pang mga, kung sabay-sabay silang pupunta, they'll say, there are about 5 women at that time I went. Can you imagine if you're serving that many people? But on a weekly basis,
12,000,
7 days a week.
on average, 12,000 pesos? 10,000?
Yes, 10,000 on average. And if you compare naman the backstreet abortionists to the doctors, it's very transactional for the backstreet abortionists. So, I mean, the money you make, it's very interesting, because also then it raises the question, who are these people who are willing to risk their lives just to make a living, right? So that raises a whole other question. But I think business is good for them to be doing this. It's been 4 years for some of them, 2014. Some of them earlier than that, yung mga Miss Shine, Miss Julie. Very interesting.
Okay, August was the they call August the ghost month, di ba? But
It's
it's produced a lot of interesting stories. So we'll thank you for listening to our reporters. Thank you for listening to our discussion. And I'm sure that by next month, it will be a new harvest of interesting stories. And we'll surely continue to track shabu, drugs, the rice problem, Speaker Arroyo, and maybe updates on abortion or some other issue.
Underground services.
Correct.
We're actually working on one.
That will involve social media.
Yes, it also involves. I tend to like technology and underground crime.
Right.
So yun yung commonality.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us, and watch out for Newsbreak Chats again the last week of September. Thank you.